Hey, what's going on, guys? This is TabMach99, and today we're going to be looking at Sub-Zero, the younger one, Kuei Liang, and specifically we're going to answer the question, you want to know how he got that scar? The first time we're introduced to this Sub-Zero is in Mortal Kombat 2. And we do catch a glimpse of him unmasked, once in his ending, and another time in the official Midway comic book by John Tobias. Now if you look closely at these pictures, you might have noticed a discrepancy. Yep, there's no scar. But we know he gets one eventually, so the question is where? When? Why? How? And from who? What? Well, the real life answer is easy. John Tobias just likes drawing scars. In his official Mortal Kombat 1 comic, there's this one panel where you see Kano and some of the Black Dragon gang, and one of them's got that identical kind of scar right over his eye. It tells a story that this guy's seen some shit. Also, it's no secret that one of the things that inspired Mortal Kombat was the classic movie, Enter the Dragon. And there's a guy there who's got a scar.
You must attend the morning ritual in uniform.
Of course, the next time we see Sub-Zero, he's out of uniform. He's taken off the outfit once worn by his brother, Bihan, and letting the world know that he is Lin Kuei no more. And we also see for the first time that he's got a mysterious scar over his eye. So how exactly did he get that scar? Well, there's more than one answer being given here, which is fine. After all, if I'm going to have a pass, I'd want it to be multiple choice. Let's start by reading his bio in Mortal Kombat 3. The ninja returns unmasked. He was betrayed by his own ninja clan, the Lin Kuei. He broke sacred codes of honor by leaving the clan and is marked for death. But unlike the ninja of old, his pursuers come as machines. He must not only defend against the Outworld menace, but must also elude his soulless assassins. So a lot of fans associated his scar with his leaving the Lin Kuei, which makes sense. I mean, after all, there are 3 cyber ninjas after him. You'd think that at least one of them would manage to get in a hit. And then, of course, there's the phrase, marked for death. Now, back when Mortal Kombat Online did a Fight Night with the developers over IRC, we had a chance to ask them directly about this. Another story question. Darth Chris was wondering about Sub-Zero's scar. In MK Shaolin Monks, it's revealed that Kung Lao gave him the scar. But it was thought that he got the scar when he was escaping from the Lin Kuei in MK3. Can you clear this up? And Sean Himmerich responded, this comes from the marked for death thing. I know. The marked for death was not a literal mark. When he was marked for death, it is a figurative marking, meaning they were planning to kill him.
It's a metaphor.
What's a metaphor?
For explaining complex things to stupid people.
Oh, I see.
So in other words, by this point, they didn't actually say how he got his scar. So that means that, technically, this is one of those things that Mortal Kombat Annihilation got right. By get it right, I mean Sub-Zero shows up and he has a scar. There's no explanation given. They don't show him getting the scar in a fight, nobody asks him about it, it's just kind of there. And I guess that makes sense, it would be kind of rude to ask. But still, it's kind of amazing to me how many fans latched onto the whole marked for death thing. I mean, how would that even work? It's not like they can just magically put some kind of mark on him, that way they remember to kill him later.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Actually, it's a lot like that. But you know, in the games they would take it in a different direction. They would show that Kung Lao of all people was the one who gave him that scar.
Did you do that? Yes. Why did you do that?
No, why did you do that, Kung Lao? That was totally uncalled for. You know, Kung Lao's kind of a jerk in this game. Anyway, I'll never forget when Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance came out, and they showed Sub-Zero returning with his scar, only now it was turning blue. There were so many fan theories about why this is happening and what it could mean. Like, maybe it's due to the normal passage of time. We didn't know back then how many years had passed between the last installment and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, but Sub-Zero does look way older. Maybe a few years had passed and that's why his scar started to look the way it does. Or maybe it had something to do with his ice powers. You know, maybe cryomancers heal faster or heal differently than normal warm-blooded humans, and maybe that's why the scar turned that shade of blue. Or perhaps it has something to do with the dragon medallion. You know, that thing that enhances your powers, whatever they happen to be? Maybe that's making Sub-Zero's scar turn the way it does. Or maybe it's making him age faster. Who knows? The games didn't say a whole lot back then, but fans had their theories. And in the new timeline, it's completely different. This time around, Sub-Zero got captured and got turned into a cyborg himself. Even so, there's still the classic unmasked skin where he does have a scar. It doesn't make sense, like, at all, but it is a nice throwback. The Mortal Kombat X comics fill in some of the blanks between the games. They show that Sub-Zero eventually went back to his human form, and after he did so, it was Kano who gave him his scar. Yeah, it was some unspecified time years ago where Kano sliced up his eye using the Kamidogu dagger. Now, this is the version of events that they're sticking with for Mortal Kombat 11.
Where'd you get that scar?
You know.
Oh, that's right. Me.
And there's one other part of the game that shows this, and it's super rare to get this in between round dialogue, but let me share that with you.
This is for my scar.
So in the beginning, when Sub-Zero first showed up with the scar, they liked to keep the story behind it a mystery. But eventually, they would give us an explanation. Or multiple explanations. Now, fans like the theory that he got it while escaping from the Lin Kuei. I've also seen some fans like the idea that Scorpion gave it to him. But in the official timelines, we've seen there's one where Kung Lao gives it to him, and we've seen one where Kano gives it to him. But you know, that kind of sets up a thing where Sub-Zero's scar isn't just something that happened to him. It's something that's destined to happen to him. Now, we've seen it happen in the classic timeline, we've seen it happen in the new timeline, and of course the head-canon timeline. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if in the next Mortal Kombat game there's a brand new explanation for Sub-Zero's scar. Maybe something the fans have already hinted that they like, or maybe something we've never even seen before. Well, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. Let me know down below what you think, what your favorite version of Sub-Zero's scar is. Be sure to leave a like on this video. That always helps people find this channel, so leaving likes is a good way to do that. Of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time a new video drops. Until next time, this is Tabmock99 saying, time heals all wounds. Except in this case, it seems like time keeps wounding him again and again and again. Take it easy.